Now, Mineral Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe is expected at the Sibanye Stillwater Mine in Carletonville tonight. He's been making his way. 4 miners were killed and 6 injured following Thursday's seismic event. Following the death of 4 miners, rescue efforts continue for others who remain trapped underground. Rescue operations were halted, though, for over an hour today after 2 more tremors. We were doing a live crossing to Chriselda Lewis during one of those, and she joins us now from the area live. Chriselda, developments tonight.
Well, that's right, Francis. I'm hearing now that 2 of the 3 trapped miners have been located underground. I've just been informed by the mine's management. Recall when I spoke to you a bit earlier on that only made sight of 1 of the miners, but now I understand 2 of the 3 trapped miners have been located. Unfortunately, though, we cannot say what their condition is at this stage, but over the past couple of hours, it's become increasingly difficult for the rescuers to access the trapped miners underground because of the consistent rockfall, as well as the conditions that are underground. And as far as we know where they are situated at this point, it is quite dangerous to try and reach out to them where they are. We don't know what their condition is tonight, but of course, again, that really bringing many of the communities here, as well as the family members who have now gone to the nearby informal settlement to wait for any kind of news. They've been on edge tonight, waiting for any news that might come out of the search that continues here this evening. With regard, of course, to the visit by the Mineral Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe, he's not yet arrived here. We're expecting him in the next 45 minutes to an hour, and I think that's where he will want to get a sense of what really happened here. We do understand that he will have a meeting with the mine's management as well as the unions as well to try and get a sense of what really took place. And we're also hearing that he might go to the shaft first before he gives a media briefing about what additional steps have been taken and exactly how far this search and rescue operation is at this stage. The details are still quite sketchy at this stage, but we can confirm that 2 of the 3 trapped miners have been located underground, but we do not know what their condition is at this stage, Francis.
Chriselda, do we know if they're alive or dead?
Well, Francis, it's very difficult to say at this time, given the fact that when this seismic event took place on Thursday, just shortly after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, if you're counting the hours now, certainly a lot of the tension and a lot of the uncertainty continues to rise, because now we're looking at another evening where you have these miners that are trapped underground, and there are really concerns at this stage that if they're not rescued in the next couple of hours, then perhaps there might be some bad news rather that might come from the mines management, given the conditions also underground that have been described to us by the mines management as well as the union, saying that it's very dangerous, obviously, underground, and with the continued rock fall, that makes it increasingly dangerous. And we've even seen that in particular with the 2 tremors that took place this afternoon while we were live on air. That certainly also made it very difficult, even though the mines management had said to us they had just withdrawn the rescue teams at that time because they wanted to assess how dangerous the ground was following those 2 tremors that took place. So certainly I think as the hours go by and as the clock ticks, really the hopes of finding these miners alive is really dwindling.
Chriselda, very quickly, you've spoken to the mine itself, you've spoken to the unions. This is a seismic event, but a big question mark. Could it have been foreseen and the mine workers evacuated? Just run us through very quickly what both sides are saying.
Well, what the mine management is basically saying is that they do have the necessary equipment in place to predict if there is going to be a seismic event that takes place, so that they're able to put the necessary measures in place, like, for example, execute a quick evacuation of miners underground. But certainly that does not seem to be working. And that's what the unions are saying about what has been put in place at this time. And I think very important to note as well, this is also something that has been acknowledged by the Mineral Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe himself, who says that because of 2017, where you had about 30% of the fatalities in the mining sector that were caused by seismic events, it's now a time to bring in a number of departments, including the Geosciences department, to see what else can be done to put the necessary equipment in place to ensure that you are able to detect that there is seismic activity that might be approaching before it causes the kind of danger that we've seen now that has already cost the lives of so many.
All right, thank you so much, Chriselda Lewis. She'll continue to follow that rescue and recovery mission underway at the Driefontein mine in Carletonville, that's on Gauteng's West Rand.